So I don't know if it's just me, but I'm getting really sick of these whole champ fights happening, or all these literally fighters will win a title, literally only have zero defenses or one defense, and they will instantly go, my next fight I'm moving up and I'm taking a second belt. It's like, no, it doesn't fucking work that way, pal. It doesn't fucking work that way. You're not all Conor McGregor. You can't all go and do that, alright? Like, it was a bit different with Conor. He was the biggest star in the sport, but now every single time someone wins a belt, they're talking about going up and fighting for a second fucking belt. It's like they need to make it that in order to go up for a second belt, you need a minimum of 3 title defenses because it's getting fucking ridiculous, man. So, oh man, where do I even start? So first, Islam Makhachev, after beating Volk the first time, was saying that he's going to fight. He's going to go up and fight Leon Edwards. Then he beat Volk again and then says, I'm going to go up and fight Leon Edwards. It's like, you haven't even defended your belt against a lightweight. You've defended your belt twice against the featherweight. You don't get to go up and fight a fucking welterweight for a welterweight title shot when you haven't even beat a lightweight, in a title defense. Yes, technically Volk was a lightweight in the fight, but I mean, he hasn't fought any of the ranked contenders to defend his belt. He beat Charles Oliveira, which is a good win. I'm not shitting on Islam Makhachev's resume. I just mean the whole reason you should get a champ fight is when you clean out your division, not... Yeah, so I've had 2 title defenses against a guy not even ranked in the division, so, I think it's time I go up and fight Leon Edwards. It's like, no. But not just that, not only is Islam Makhachev trying to get a fight against Leon Edwards. Well, Leon Edwards is saying he's done with the welterweight division if he beats Colby Covington. He says, if I beat Colby, there's nobody else that interests me at welterweight. He says, all the other fighters are boring. Leon Edwards, mate, there is 16-0, all finishes. Shavkat Rakhmonov, who's going to be fighting Wonderboy on the same fucking card. What about him? With interesting fights, with a fun style matchup, a very good, he's a decent fighter. You've got some other guy, I can't really remember his name right now, but there's another guy who, I think Leon Edwards might have fought him, but it was a no contest. There's that guy. Can't exactly remember the name right now, but yeah, there is that guy. Then as well, on top of that, there's like up-and-coming prospects. There's Jack Della Maddalena coming up, Ian Gary. There's plenty of big names coming up in the welterweight division. But Leon Edwards is saying it's done. It's like, you've barely fucking beat anyone in the welterweight division to be saying you're going to be moving up your next fight. Like, Usman and Colby aren't the whole division. Like, I don't know, especially because he was saying Colby didn't deserve a title shot, and then afterwards he goes and, defends against Colby, and then he says, yep, Colby, no, I've beat everybody that's interesting. It's like, I just fucking hate this. Every time someone wins a belt, they're always talking about going up and fighting for another belt in their next fight. Defend your belt. You don't just win the belt and then, all right, I'm out of the division now. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't make any sense. Even Alexandra Pantoja was doing this after he beat Brendan Moreno. He was talking about going up and fighting the winner of Sterling versus O'Malley. It's like, no. You got to defend your belt 2 or 3 times before you go up and talk about that. Sean O'Malley, respect to him. Ironically, people call him a dickhead and all this stuff, but Sean O'Malley's the only one who hasn't. Him and Sean Strickland, and Volk, obviously, because Volk actually did deserve to go up and fight for a belt. He had defended his belt multiple times, so that did actually make sense. But the other ones don't. But Sean O'Malley, Sean Strickland are the only 2 new champions that haven't gone all ridiculous about it. Obviously, as well, there is Alex Pereira, but I just mean the new crown champions and all that sort of stuff. They're the only ones that haven't gone and called to go up for another belt, up a division or anything like that. I know people shit on both of them, but they're actually the ones who are realistic. They just want to fucking defend their belts, build their legacy up in the weight class they've been fighting at. Then they can go up for a second belt. I don't know why every time someone wins a UFC championship, they think they can immediately go and get another title. It doesn't fucking work that way. You need to defend your belt. I've seen Jamal Hill. He says if he goes and beats Alex Bahia, he's going up to fight Tom Aspinall. It's like, no, you didn't defend your belt when you won it. You know, if you go and beat Alex Bahia, then you can fucking fight the winner of, I don't know, the winner of Blachowicz Rakic, or you can fight, you know, Magomed Ankalaev if he beats Johnny Walker, or Walker if he, you know, just like you have a whole division. Like there's so many people that Jamal Hill has only fought. Jamal Hill hasn't fought anyone in the top 5 actually off the top of my head. Maybe Johnny Walker's in the top 5 now. But, you know, Glover was his only top 5 win, and obviously he retired after that fight. So there is like a full division of people that Jamal Hill hasn't fought. You know, you got to go and beat some of them guys if you do beat Alex Bahia. Alex Bahia, you know, there's a bunch of people. He's only fought Yuri Prohaska and Jan Blachowicz in that division. There's plenty of people. There's plenty of contenders. Like Leon Edwards. Who has he fought in the top 5? Bilal Muhammad went to a no contest. Kamaru Usman. But, you know, he hasn't fought Shavkat Rakhmonov. Khamzat Chimaev, obviously, out of the top 5 now. I think I'm missing somebody. Who else is in the top 5? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like thinking, who has Leon Edwards for? Obviously, like, yeah, he's got a good resume. Don't get me wrong. Leon Edwards has a good resume. But I just mean, like, there's still plenty of fights for him. Like, he hasn't fought Gilbert Burns. Hasn't fought Shavkat Rakhmonov. He hasn't fought Wonderboy. Maybe Wonderboy beats Shavkat. You know, there's still a few fights. And then, like I mentioned, a bunch of up-and-coming contenders as well. Like JDM, Ian Gary, even Renat, even though he didn't look that great in his last fight. He could still make his way to the top 5. You never know. Like, there's still plenty of challenges for Leon Edwards. And for him to, like, say that there is nobody is such a fucking cop-out. Like, I'm not saying he's ducking these guys, but it's just like a fucking... I don't know, you don't deserve to go and fight the winner of Dricus du Plessis versus Sean Strickland, like, straight away, man. It doesn't fucking work that way. It just doesn't. Like, Khamzat Chimaev is getting the next title shot at middleweight. That's, like, almost guaranteed at this point. So, I don't know. I just fucking hate this new era where every single time a champion wins, they go and try and get the fucking big double champ fight. Like, what happened to earning it? I get it. You've just done a massive thing. You've won a world championship, but that's in that weight class. You know, you build more hype. Like, there's so much more hype when you defend your belt. Like, Israel Adesanya, he defended his belt, like, what? Twice? Yeah, he defended his belt twice and then fought Jan Blachowicz. That is the way it should be. You should have to defend your belt 2 or 3 times. Ideally 3 times, depending on how logjam the division is, because it just holds up divisions as well. That's the thing I need to get into. These champ fights just slow down the division. Like, it's so fucking bad for the divisions to keep doing them. When they make sense, yeah, awesome, they're hype. I love them. They're good fights. It's always cool to see a champ go up and try and defeat another champion. Like, I like it, don't get me wrong. But when you've only defended your belt once or twice, or not even at all, when you haven't fucking defended it at all, when I say once or twice, I mean once or twice against the same fucking guy who's from the division below. That doesn't make any sense. Or when you've defended your belt, you know, against the fucking same guy you won the belt off and then beat some other guy. Like, there's still a whole division for you to defeat before you should get a title shot. Actually, I said twice, you know, for Israel Adesanya, but I guess he was also interim champ, so I guess technically three title fights, but I think it should be you have to defend your belt 3 times before you can get a champion fight at this point, because we're just going to keep going in the same fucking direction. We're going to hold up a division. The division's going to go stagnant. There's going to be nothing going on in that fucking division. Oh, the champ in the division below just got brutally KO'd. Awesome. Well, that's another 6 months without a fucking title fight in that division. Awesome. That's awesome to see. Like, it just holds the divisions back. When maybe if 2 guys have just ran for a whole division, then yeah, move a champ up, do a champ fight. But, you know, doing this constantly over and over again just gets so tiresome, in my opinion. Like, it's just ruining the divisions. Like, I get it, being a champ is big for fighters' legacies, but it's not really big if every fucking person does it. You should have to earn a champ fight. 3 title defenses minimum, in my opinion. It should be a minimum of 3 title defenses before you can go up and get a champ fight. Like, Islam Makhachev is a very good fighter, in my opinion, pound for pound #1, but should he be fighting for a welterweight title fight? Definitely not. He should have to beat, in my opinion, Charles Oliveira in a rematch, Justin Gaethje, and then maybe then maybe that's fine because that'll be what 4 title defenses. Maybe another guy after that, since a bunch of them are a lot of rematches. But still, that would be fine. But you can't go up after beating a featherweight twice and then think you're going to go and get a welterweight title shot. It doesn't fucking work that way. And same goes for Leon Edwards. You can't beat Usman again. I get a Usman really good win. Beat Colby and then, older guys in the division. A lot of young up-and-comers coming up. Like I mentioned, Shavkat Rakhmonov, younger than Leon Edwards. Jack Della Maddalena, younger than Leon Edwards. Ian Gary, younger than Leon Edwards. Like all of these younger guys coming up in the division. And then that guy whose name I can't quite remember. He's not younger, but he is like, as much as I can't remember his name, I think that guy does deserve a title shot. Although maybe just do him versus Shavkat next, since Leon Edwards is going to try and fucking venture up to middleweight. But still, there's so many people who deserve title shots, people on massive runs. And this, what's funny? Leon Edwards was the guy who complained about everybody ducking him. Like, nobody would fight me and all this stuff, and I couldn't get fights to save my life, and how am I going to get a... I'm going to fight for the title. How am I going to fight for the title? I can't fight for the title. I need a person to fight for the title. I need to fight for the title. That's 12 in a row. I want to fight for the title. Yeah, but like... That was a horrible impression, I know. I'm not British, so I can't fucking do a British accent with a lisp, but... I want to fight for the title. I want to fight for the title. That's 12 fights in a row. 12 fights in a row. But, yeah, like I say, Leon Edwards, complained that nobody would duck him. He couldn't get title shots because he couldn't fight anyone in the division and all this stuff. And now he, as champion, is ducking all the other contenders. He's saying that, no, nobody interests me. They're all boring fighters. Then fucking vacate your belt if you beat Colby. Vacate. Like, you can't hold up the division. There are so many young, talented fighters coming up at welterweight. You can't just fucking... if you don't find these guys interesting, vacate your belt and move up to middleweight. But you don't just get an instant fucking middleweight title shot. You should have to earn that shit. Like, I don't know. There's so many guys in his division to fight. Like, I'm not going to say he's ducking them, but, like, it is a bad look, man. Like, Shavkat, tough matchup for him, in my opinion. I don't think Shavkat's all that. Like, I think he is a very good fighter. I do think people maybe overrate him a little bit, but I think he would beat Leon Edwards. I know that's going to sound I know that's going to sound like a contradiction, but I don't know. There's a few guys that like I think Leon Edwards, obviously rightful champ, beat Usman in the last fight, but I think that he does have a lot of flaws in his game that can be exploited, like a lot more than like wrestling heavy fighter. Like I don't think Leon Edwards has the greatest chin, and I could see him getting cracked by some of these like up and coming strikers like Ian Gary, Jack Della Maddalena, Shavkat. I know people that say, "Oh, no way that would happen." Like he's very crackable. He's been cracked by Brian Barberena, cracked by Nate Diaz. Like, I don't know, there's so much I see out of his game that, like, makes me believe he could just literally get cracked and get fucking KO'd in any of these fights, but that's not the main reason why I'm going in this route. Like, it's not the, like, only reason why I'm saying he needs to fight all these other guys is because I think he's overhyped. He just generally does need to defend his belt a few more times, like, where is that? Like, is there really any hype for fucking Leon Edwards versus Dricus du Plessis or Leon Edwards versus Sean Strickland? Maybe, But, like, imagine the hype if Leon Edwards runs through everyone at welterweight, goes and defeats opponent after opponent and then gets a title shot. Imagine. That would be really hype. But it won't fucking happen, will it? It just won't fucking happen. But in my opinion, I think Dana White needs to literally make a policy that you have to fucking defend that belt 3 times at a minimum. Because I'm sick of everyone trying to weasel their way out of defending against like all the other contenders. Stop holding up divisions. Justin Gaethje's 35 years old. It's now or fucking never for him to get another title shot. So don't fucking go, going up to Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards probably won't even fight him because he's talking about going up to middleweight. So it's like, why doesn't Islam Makhachev vacate his belt, move up to welterweight? He can fight Shavkat Rakhmonov if he beats Wonderboy for the vacant title. Leon Edwards can vacate his belt and move up, and he can go fight fucking Hamza Chimaev for a title fight, or Jared Cannonier for the next one after Hamza Chimaev. If he really wants to go up and fight for that middleweight title, stop holding your divisions back. You're all just destroying your divisions. So yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just driving me fucking crazy that all of these, every single time we have to hear someone go, well, I can't wait to go for my second belt. It's like, you haven't even fucking defended your first belt. It doesn't work that way, man. It doesn't work that way. But yeah, I don't know. That's all I've got to say about that, man. I get it. Conor McGregor has set this whole precedent and everything, but he was a massive star, and he also, he could get away with this shit. Not everyone should go up and get an instant champ fight. You should have to defend your belt, but I don't want to sound like a broken record and keep going on, so that's all I'm going to say about this subject. But yeah, just let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. Like, let me know, are you getting sick of all these champ fights too? And if you made it this far into the video, make sure you give it a like. And if you're not already, subscribe, put on them notifications, and check out my shorts too, because I upload a bunch of shorts as well, so go give them a check out as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.